And India has expressed deep concern over the latest developments in Ukraine, the 83 missile strikes launched across Ukrainian cities by Russia in what is clearly the biggest escalation that we have seen in the ongoing war in a long time. The Ministry of External Affairs issued a statement saying India is deeply concerned at the escalation of the conflict in Ukraine, including targeting of infrastructure and deaths of civilians. We reiterate that escalation of hostilities is in no one's interest. We urge immediate cessation of hostilities and the urgent return to the path of diplomacy and dialogue. India stands ready to support all such efforts aimed at de-escalation. The statement goes on to say India has consistently maintained since the beginning of the conflict that the global order is anchored in principles of the UN Charter, international law and respect of sovereignty and territorial integrity of all states. Earlier, while addressing a press conference after his meeting with his Australian counterpart in Canberra, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that India would not disclose how it would vote at the United Nations General Assembly later in the week on a resolution to condemn Russia's self-proclaimed annexation of 4 regions in Ukraine.
As a matter of prudence and policy, we don't predict our votes in advance. Having said that, you also know that we have been very clearly against the conflict in Ukraine. We believe that this conflict does not serve the interests of anybody, neither the participants nor indeed of the international community. As a country of the global south, we have been seeing firsthand how much it has impacted low-income countries, the challenges that they are facing in terms of fuel and food and fertilizers.
Now, Dr. S. Jaishankar reiterated India's stance on the war in Ukraine, emphasizing that India was opposed to the conflict and promoted dialogue and diplomacy. India's purchase of Russian oil and abstention from UN votes on several occasions hasn't gone down too well with the West. But Dr. Jaishankar has reaffirmed India's ties with Russia, saying that India will not abandon Russia, which has been a reliable ally. And said, and I'm quoting here, "We have a long-standing relationship with Russia, and this relationship has served our interests well. We have a substantial inventory of Soviet and Russian origin weapons. This inventory grew for various reasons, including the West not supplying weapons to India for decades, and in fact, seeing the military dictatorship next to us as a preferred partner. In international politics, we make judgments which are reflective of our future interests and current situation." WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.